My name is Amy Eaton. My topic is borrow.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Audience, are you ready?
Good.
Amy Eaton, borrow.
When I ask to borrow something, do I mean take? I know for sure that when someone complains they have nothing good to read right now and they are standing in my living room side-eyeing my books, that my impulse is to take that person in, wander over to the bookshelf, and start to look through the titles for something good they might enjoy. Because I have lots of good books. And I look and I look and I realize that most of my top-tier books that I am sure I own, like Handmaid's Tale and Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit and The Color Purple and Perks of Being the Wallflower, and granted, these are all old books, but like they're in my brain. They're nowhere to be seen. I mean, I know I have copies of them, I'm sure of it, but I look and then I'm faced with a lot of second and third tier books. Stuff that I got because I'd liked that author's other book, but this one, it didn't just hold up as well for me. And of course, there's several shelves of books that are still waiting to be read because when it comes to books, my eyes are bigger than my eyes' actual capability. I let people borrow my books and I never see them again. I let a coworker's friend borrow a whole fucking bag of books. And looking back, that would take you a fucking year to read. I never saw them again. The books or her. She'd said, not can I have these books, but can I borrow these? As if she had every intention of giving them back. I offend people now when they ask to borrow a book. Are you going to give it back? I just ask now. And I'm not at all hoardy about my books. Like if it's a book that I know I'll never read again, it served its purpose, I'm happy to say, don't worry about giving it back. Just keep it, pass it along if you want. But I'm a writer. I need certain books. I need to be able to go back and see how the fuck someone made something out of nothing but words that deepened me, changed me. Some books aren't for borrowing and not returning. And I remind people that I'd like my book back. The offense is palpable. I was gonna give it back. Bruh, no, you weren't. You've had it for 6 months. Write the title down and find it at the library. I am not your library. There's a saying, good writers borrow, great writers steal. Yeah, no. Aren't we all taught that plagiarizing is the worst literary sin of all? Taking someone else's work and claiming it as your own? Isn't that like claiming you made the first self-driving car after you bought out and fired the actual engineers who invented the first self-driving car? We need to borrow the memory of our grandparents and great-grandparents that Nazis and fascists are always the bad guys. Always. Especially when you're dripping with emeralds and shitty real estate deals. We need to borrow from each other now like neighbors, borrowing cups of sugar, borrowing sweetness. When you have that neighbor you can call on for a cup of sugar when you find out you're running short in your baking, don't you always find a way to slide in a little bit of whatever that sugar went for back into your neighbor as a little thank you? Slipped it, in between the screen door, and when it's you that have lent that cup of sugar, is it any surprise to find like one of the birthday cupcakes that they made delivered to you afterwards? Or sometimes even it comes with an invitation, even just for a minute to say hi. And maybe this talk of sugar and baked goods, like it sounds Pollyannish, okay. But that cup of sugar is a doorway to borrowing and ultimately sharing other things. A meal, clothing you can no longer use, housewares, furniture, times, acts of service, children's toys, and books. This is what's going to serve us in these dark days. And this may be how we ultimately rebuild when it all goes to shit, because one way or another, it is definitely going to shit. And I don't know whether that's through fascism or kakistocracy or natural disaster plague or man-made horror, or whether it's some bingo card combo, but it's clear that the work of dismantling the fuckery that got us here could play out in a multitude of ways. But unless the next chapter is left for the cockroaches, rats, jellyfish, and octopus to duke it out for planetary domination, and spoiler, I am on Team Octopus. And there's enough of us left, we could rebuild, decide on a better leader, and get the system right this time. We know how to do that, right? Choose the right leader this time and find the right people to enforce the rules, right? Right? We'll make better rules, right? Right, we know how that works. Another fucking hierarchical system that Turns out with another fucking patriarchal, racist, homophobic, classist system that we're currently push again, right? And we still pan out with the same fucking problems. Second verse, same as the first. We could try to build a utopian society where everyone works to their needs and abilities. We could borrow from each other. Bill can build a shelter. Lisa knows how to find clean water. Laverne and Misha grow fur. All the little kids want to hang out with Sarah and Joe. We could learn to borrow not just resources, but time. Utopias fail. I am a descendant of a utopian community, and they fucking fail. But doesn't everything in the end? When climate disasters hit, this is what we see. People spring into action to give. Let people borrow their time and their resources, a generator, drinking water, hot meal or sandwiches, or a dry, safe space to sleep, a spare set of clothes. No one will be coming to save us these next few months or rounds for sure. They're busy plundering the planet for minerals to get a rocket to Mars, or rounding people up to feed a prison for profit pipeline. We are what we got. Us. To borrow is to set a placeholder, an IOU, that you're good for reciprocation in the future. When I ask you, can I borrow? I'm asking, you got me? And when you ask me, can I borrow? You're asking, do I got you? So here in what for me is a place of worship. I mean, I know some of you might have thought you were coming to see a comedy show, but for me, the people who are on this mic to do literary blood sport every month and the people who come to lend their ears are sacred. Nothing short of modern-day Cassandras and King's Court jesters, full of truth under their humor. They are full of warnings of comfort, beautiful truths, and often really uncomfortable ones. So in that spirit of love and gratitude, I am preemptively letting y'all borrow this little bit of sugar. They're not gluten-free. I'm sorry. I'm not magic.
Doesn't count. Does not count. But yes, Right Club is gluten-free.